we talking about the football players.
We talk about football. Come on, let's get back.
We talking about football. We talking about football. Listen, we talking about football. How y'all feel about this whole COVID thing? Do you feel like we need to go to another lockdown? Because it's looking like it's might creeping towards that. If all these teams are getting affected by this COVID, we might be going into another period where we have to go into another lockdown.
You said lockdown as in like the fans not being in the stadium?
Like football lockdown.
Like football lockdown where there's no football. Like remember last year when there was no football for a long period of time? I mean, listen, they just released the new viruses. They just released the Omarion virus. So
I think we need to ask the scientists over here, Mr. Ablanja. What you think?
Yeah, we do have a scientist. My bad. Yeah, that's why you brought you on the pod today. You know, come tell us about the COVID. What's going on there with Omarion disease?
That's why you brought me on, didn't it, bro? You might making me answer questions that scientists, like proper scientists, can't answer. You want me to answer on that podcast? I think you know what it is, yeah. Because last season they had the same rules where if your team has COVID, you have to bring up like kids from like Aston Villa. It happened to Aston Villa where they like COVID went through their team and they had to bring the youth team up. But I don't know what's going on this season. When Tottenham were out, that did happen. They just postponed their game. So I don't know why the rules have all of a sudden become different.
I mean, Tottenham they don't really have kids there, but I see what you're saying.
But I think Tottenham, like it was a major outbreak there. It was like a lot of their players and staff.
Yeah, it was 10 players. Maybe it was like players and staff, but it was just like maybe that's what.
Yo, but wait. Since we're talking about that, do we know how many players for Man United?
They didn't release the figure.
They didn't say.
Okay. Because I was gonna say.
For Tottenham, it was like 8 players.
BK.
I think it was like 8 players that were out.
Over there, in England, a lot of people love going to games at the stadium, and I'm guessing not everybody is vaccinated. Do you kind of have an idea what like the people feel about them now saying you must show a vaccination card to go to games?
Now, do you know what? I can't really say one under the vaccination card thing because if like the thing is, for me, is as long as let's say if you're going and you know you don't have it. And you've tested, like, bro, if you can show them test proof, you get me. Actually be allowed because if everyone that goes in is negative, but yet there's other players like thinking that like there's other players getting COVID's going around. It's not then just on the fans' responsibility. Now we have to look at the clubs like, okay, if the fans are doing this much and it's still an outbreak going, now let's look at the staff and let's look at like the football clubs because if the fans are doing what you're saying and it's still being the same thing, then it's not the fans. It's not our fault. Why do you get me? Like it's not a fan.
You haven't even heard reports of like outbreaks of COVID through football fans. You get what I'm saying? Like fans have been back for time and there hasn't been
just
any
the players.
It's just now that the players are getting it. So I don't even think it's coming from the fans. It must be coming from like inside the camp.
Yeah, but I don't think they ever blame the fans though. Like I think the only thing with the fans is like
if they're taking away the fans being able to go, that's them blaming the fans because it's not. That's them taking it away for me. It's them blaming the fans. Like obviously, it's like cool. You're trying to protect the players, but if the fans are doing what you're saying we should be doing. And there's still a COVID outbreak. It's not the fans' fault.
I think it's like two separate arguments. I think the argument of okay, should like Lulu said, should they take away games? That's the extreme level. I think the only way you want to get to take away games is like if it's bad like it was before. But if you have like a few players like getting COVID and all that like the team needs to look at how they address things. I understand that things are getting a little more like crazy now, so we may get back to that ridiculous protocol that they have to. I mean, you're a professional player, do you know
what it is? Yeah? I think they should kind of up. For me personally, I think they should do extra subs and give an extra squad, like the squad players you can have in it. Right now, bro.
You don't want the game, bro.
Bro. The thing is, we're not saying no, but the thing is, what you need to understand is. We're not saying. I'm not talking in terms of forever. I'm talking about, bro. Look at what we're dealing with. This can kind of help.
How? I don't see that helping, in my opinion.
One, it helps, because you can now have a bigger squad. You can have more players on show in the moment. Two, And when it comes to doing subs, yeah, it allows you to, bro. Do you know what I mean? What you need to understand is, players will slowly start to get injured. Remember, it's the Christmas period.
Again, you're talking about two different things. I'm saying that if you're telling me COVID, I don't see adding an extra sub solving the COVID issue. Like that doesn't solve that. That doesn't help, in my opinion.
The reason why is because, like, okay, so for instance, you have players who are missing. If a player is missing, you can just bring in extra players to come in and replace them, and they can make an impact. But also, you have to work about the workload. The reason why there's a lot of games right now is because COVID happened the last time, right? You look at players like Jorginho right now. He's playing for back injury. He has a back injury. He's playing through a back injury because he can't rest because the rest of our players, they're all injured. You go to Man United.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But that does not.
No, but you're
saying adding extra subs. How does
Christmas period is just busy anyway?
To reduce the workload. To reduce the workload.
What workload?
Of the players. They're tired. They've been playing since last year.
You see Champions League, they have 5 subs. Their teams that they manage don't even make the 5 subs.
Yeah, that's fine. No, but
so how does adding an extra? That's what I'm saying. How does adding an extra sub help?
I agree with Mohamed, because adding an extra sub to the game doesn't change the fact that your player was out like before the game. Your player caught COVID, because that doesn't change anything. I mean, if your player catches COVID in the middle of the game, fine, change it.
Yeah, shut the whole game down.
Nah, y'all sticking on the virus. The virus.
I'm saying the point of adding the extra sub. That's what I'm saying. That does not protect the players. That just ruins the game, in my opinion.
Okay. We need to add it just so Van der Beek can play or some shit, because y'all gonna need it the most.
Van der Beek gets more minutes than Saul. I know that.
Hey, Saul. It's Saul, by the way. It's you keep saying Saul. It's Saul. Chill before he come and send a lawsuit our way.
United don't have the squad depth to bring in 5 subs.